Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. Obviously, we're going to focus quite a bit on SmackDown. What a moment this was. I thought it looked so good. And obviously, there's a lot of speculation now who attacked Jade Cargill. The only thing I would say is if it was Bianca, because there are some thoughts that it's Bianca, would she want that to distract from her match? Like, why would Bianca do this so that it ends up costing her an opportunity to become the first women's mid-card champion? That's the only thing that I'm struggling with, because some people think that Bianca might have done this, then went to the ring, started having a match, then this got shown on screen, and then Bianca left, right? To make it seem like it wasn't her. But she could attack Jade, really, at any time if it was Bianca. Why would she do it while she's got this opportunity, which has now slipped through her fingers? So I'm struggling with it being Bianca. Obviously, Nia was asked, and she said it wasn't her. She could be lying. I do think that Charlotte stands a chance. Does feel like Charlotte is on the way. But there's a few in the running. It could have been Liv. It could have been Raquel. Like, there's quite a few women that are gunning for Bianca and Jade. And so it could be one of many, many people. So, yeah, I'd be very interested. Who do you think it is that has attacked Jade? This was the big talking point, of course, until we got to the end of the show. And then we definitely got a bigger talking point. This is where things stand anyway. Bayley winning last week. Chelsea Green winning this week. These are the other two matches that we've got coming up. We know that this one is next week. We also know there's been a change to this. We'll get to that. Shinsuke, what a segment this was. So good. I said this during the watch along. My concern is that we are building up Shinsuke again, just like we did last year when he feuded with Seth, feuded with Cody, and then we did not do anything with him after that. And this is so good. This is such a good gimmick. This is such a good video package. This was him talking to LA Knight, and it had all this really interesting like art in there as well. You know, and how desperate LA is to be liked because he's actually insecure. It was so impressive. It was so well done. Look at this. So well done. My concern is that he now goes into a program with LA Knight, loses, and then just goes back off to obscurity. I really think there's something here. I'd love to see them capitalize on it. Sean Ross Sapp just reporting that Michael Hayes has been listed for a number of segments on tonight's SmackDown, including resuming work on the Bloodline angle. So it looks like he is back. He was on leave for personal reasons. How good. I've only just noticed that sign as well. Wanna be Roman Reigns, and then a couple of arrows pointing at Solo. That sign that they showed on the show as well, Corey Graves makes onions cry, I thought was excellent. That was featured in the Signs of the Week segment. But yeah, look at this. So he's dressed to the nines. He's got his best suit on. But what a segment this was. Julian said, Kevin said that after Roman alienated all his friends and family and needed help, Cody was the one that teamed with him. The same guy that tried to end his career and take everything from him. I thought Kevin made some excellent points, but then I thought Cody came back with excellent points. He was saying, do you know who holds Kevin down the most? Kevin. You're the only one that can't see that you have been one of the faces of this company. I did say during the watch along, though, it's very easy for Cody to say, like, this is a team effort. It takes all of us to make WWE great when you're the champion, right? When you've got the belt. It's very easy to say that. Doesn't feel that way when you're chasing the championship and maybe not getting the same kind of opportunities that Cody has had since Cody came back. So I could kind of see both sides, to be honest. It's a very, very interesting story, and this was an excellent segment. There will be a lot of praise for this. Here, Uma Phrase said, I saw Nakamura's promo I just remembered that Karrion Kross is planting ideas in people's heads. So Karrion has come out and said, my influence is literally over all 3 programs. You've got a very good eye. So I think that he's giving Karrion a bit of credit for this version of Shinsuke that we're seeing now. And Karrion's like, my influence is over all 3 programs. Very good eye. Again, I've said this before. I think Karrion says what you want to hear. I think he is agreeing with a lot of people. And even if he doesn't agree with your theory, he still is agreeing so that you feel connected and you feel like, oh my God, he's listened to me. He respects me and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, he's trying to corrupt people. He's trying to get into their heads. And, you know, that continued during SmackDown as well. Rhea Ripley returned. Look, here we go. There, she's back with a new mask. Her previous one was see-through. This one, jet black. So she's changed her mask now. She came running down. This was during the Naomi Bailey match. That was against Candice and Tiffany. Nia got involved. Io came down. Rhea came down with a kendo stick. You could see a mark on Raquel's back, actually, where she had walloped Raquel with that kendo stick. She walloped Candice as well. Candice is only small. That could have done some serious damage. But, yeah, here we go. Look, Rhea Ripley back with a new mask. Right, why is Heyman reposting this? So Heyman, before that main event, reposted WWE Solo Sikoa isn't asking Roman to surrender. He's demanding him to surrender, right? So Solo was demanding that Roman surrender. That was retweeted by Paul Heyman during the show. Right, next week we got Cody against Carmelo. We obviously saw how we got to that, and this is the update to that match that we spoke about earlier. So it should be Jade versus Michin versus Piper, but Jade was attacked. She is now out of this match next Friday. We do know they're taping it tonight, but I don't know if we're meant to know they're taping it tonight. And I'm not interested in spoilers, so I don't need to know who this is. I'll just wait for next week. Thanks. Yeah, I'm not bothered in the spoilers. So yeah, she's not in this match. So what does that mean for Survivor Series? Like, is she going to be at Survivor Series? Because if she can't make next Friday, how is she going to make next Saturday? And I know it's being taped tonight, but I don't know if we're meant to know it's being taped tonight, you know? So, don't know, tricky this, but either way, she is out of this match. No news about her being out of Survivor Series, though. Crispy Wrestling said DIY turning heel next week would be a cool thing to happen on the Go Home SmackDown. Again, I don't know if that's happening, right? This was posted 37 minutes ago. They're just saying if it does happen, it would be a really cool thing to go down. Because obviously there is drama there. How did the mic catch what the fan said? I have not heard this. I'm hoping we'll get away with playing it. It's only 4 seconds long. How did the mic catch what the fan said so clearly? Let's listen.
That he's telling the truth, man. But nobody's telling the truth louder than Randy Orton.
I can't hear what he says. I'll play it again. I can't hear what he says. I'm going to have to try and turn it up a bit.
That he's telling the truth, man. But nobody's telling the truth louder than...
I can't hear what he says. I'm going to click on it. What are people saying that he says? Here we go. Oh, is that what he says? I mean, I didn't hear that. So, yeah. This guy is an MMA dude. Nah. But okay. So that happened. So there we go. We got that as well. So very good. And then we got this as well. Heyman returned. I don't know if you've heard. Wiseman came back. Paul Heyman returns. So good. What a great moment. So good. right? And then he announces who the fifth person's going to be. So he must still be on Roman's side unless this is a ruse and CM Punk's going to turn on them and, you know, all this. But so he must be... There was no explanation about why he didn't answer the phone last week or what happened with that or how did he know Roman was trying to get him. Like, did he watch the program? Or hopefully we get all of that next week. I kind of feel like we need a bit of explaining to do. Last week we were left on the cliffhanger of Heyman not answering and Roman looking confused. And now this week, Paul Heyman just comes walking out. So there's definitely a gap there that needs filling in. But he was here. He seems to be on Roman's side. He announces who the fifth man is going to be. And of course, it is CM Punk. Sportskeeda said, oh my God, pro wrestling, blooming hell. What a moment. Now, there will be criticism of this, and I understand it, right? If you are upset at this or annoyed at this, I get it. I do actually understand. This is Bloodline. This is about family. This is about trying to figure out who the real tribal chief is, who's in the right, who's in the wrong. It's getting the old gang back together again for the first time. Why do we need Bronson Reed and CM Punk involved in that? Why do they need to be in this match? Why didn't we just do 4-on-4? I've got to be honest with you, that was my preference. My preference is 4-on-4 because of all the things I just explained. Why are we shoving Punk and Bronson Reed in? But as soon as Bronson Reed got added and it became clear that this was going to be 5-on-5, I think at that point then it was, you know, it was done. As soon as we added Bronson, he looked good, but he's not family. And so, you know, then you start speculating, will it be Seth? Will it be Punk? Will it be Braun Strowman? It's turned out to be Punk. It was one of the options on the table. It wasn't my favorite option. I thought it would be Seth, but it's turned out to be Punk. I'm not down on it. To be honest with you, I was more excited to see Paul than I was to see Punk. Paul was the bigger story for me than Punk being added to the team, but I'm not down on it because as soon as Bronson was added, the family thing was done. So I was mentally ready for this team getting someone that wasn't family. And we've gone with Punk. It's okay. It's okay. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I'm all right with it. But I can understand people that are in love with it because it's Punk. He's a massive name. He's obviously connected with the Wiseman, so there is a connection. But then I do get why people would hate it because it's got absolutely nothing to do with this story, nothing to do with family. And yeah, I mean, this picture kind of sums it up. Look, Roman throwing up the ones, Jay throwing up the ones, Sammy throwing up the ones, Jimmy throwing up the ones, Heyman throwing up the ones, CM Punk doing the go to sleep gesture, right? He doesn't want to throw up the ones and acknowledge someone, right? He's doing that gesture instead. So he is a bit of an outsider in that regards, right? This picture kind of sums it up, really. But as we said, you know, no complaints. I was ready for it as soon as Bronson got added. Right, this belt has been added. Talking of things that have been added, a commemorative CM Punk 434-day reign as champion, right? Championship belt has been added with a custom spinner plate and strap. This title will sure turn heads. It's got the 434 on the belt clasp, custom side plates. Obviously, it's got his colors. It's got the fist in the middle, which is awesome. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the spinner belts, but yeah, this is the signature championship belt. There's only going to be, I think, 2,000 of them. It's probably super expensive. You can have a look at it. There are links in the description to get to WWE Shop, but this was announced just 20 minutes ago, so I think they were waiting for this moment for Punk to return, you know? Big Bronson Reed's like, son of a... David said, I'm pretty sure Roman said to CM Punk, that's my wise man. Then Punk said, we'll see. Holy shiz, this will be amazing, right? The other thing as well is that I'm sure Punk said to Roman, I'm doing this for him, not for you. I think that was said as well. Because it doesn't really make sense. There's no history between the Bloodline and Punk because he wasn't around. So, like, there's no problems there. He hasn't been wronged by them. So, I suppose it's fine in that regard. But, yeah, you know, he's doing this more for Paul than he is for Roman. I don't have any doubts about that. Missy said, I forgot this happened. Could Punk be returning the favor? I love the long-term storytelling. This segment happened back in June, and the payoff happened tonight on SmackDown. So this was when CM Punk came out, and he was basically having a pop at the Temu Bloodline, and he was having a little go at them. So we have had a confrontation between Punk and Temu Bloodline before, right? I don't think this was a seed being planted for Survivor Series, to be perfectly truthful, right? I don't think we were planning this all the way back in June because we knew it was going to lead to Survivor Series. I'm not sold on that personally, but this was still a moment between him and Solo's Bloodline.
What's the...
Oh, here we go. So he wanted a favor, didn't we? Do you remember this was the moment where Paul was like, take me with you? He said to Paul, take me with you, right? Because this was after WrestleMania and he was really struggling. And this was when like he was still with this Bloodline, but he was not being treated very well. And CM Punk was there and he pleaded, please take me with you. So that's the segment we're referring to. Right, so that was SmackDown. Those are all the bits that went down on SmackDown. Also, Billy, shout out to you. Gigi Dolin returned to NXT at NXT Lakeland tonight. And this, I think, was just old news that's kind of come back today. The network's going to shut down on January 1st. So we knew the WWE Network was going to close in the UK in January. Couldn't have told you if it was the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd. It turns out it's the 1st. Everything's moving over to Netflix. Not massive news. We already knew it. Just didn't quite know it was the 1st, but we knew it was early January. So that did the rounds today. Right, there was... we'll just work our way up, shall we? Metal Mama said, I can't believe this right now. Nat by Nature, Natalia, just followed me. The Queen of the Ring just hit the follow button. I'm speechless. So, Metal Mama, congratulations. Always like to see people getting follows and likes and retweets from wrestlers. I know it means a lot to people. So that's our community folder. So well done, Metal Mama. We've got WWE ID. So here we have got the intangible Zoe Sager has been ID'd. This was 10 hours ago at Lionsgate Dojo. She made her debut in 2018. So she has been ID'd. Obviously, the big news was Kylie Ray last night. There is a video doing the rounds of Kylie and that moment, which, honestly, if it wasn't so SmackDown heavy, we would probably take a look at it. But we are quite SmackDown heavy today. Let's go to fun and then other, and I think we're done. We've got the new Sammy Uso shirt that he was wearing on the show. Certified Oos shirt as well, so I am the color red, thank you. Tribal Warrior as well said, I just watched another great unseen. I saw a funny botch. This picture is sideways. I can't spin it, unfortunately, but it is a botch. So this is the Bloodline Retros. Here's the Usos. If you look at this packaging, you got Roman, you got Solo, but the names underneath say Jay and Jimmy. So I don't know how far they are in the manufacturing process, but hopefully they do get that changed, because both the names at the bottom both say Jimmy, Jay and Jimmy. That obviously should say Roman and Solo. So a really good spot there by Tribal Warrior, noticing that they botched. Right, and other. So JDS, thank you. Here, look, we've got Roman, we got Seth, we got Nick Khan. They were all at the Moana 2 premiere. So there we go. Lots of little clips from that premiere as well. I think Becky might have been there with Seth, and maybe their daughter was there as well. I definitely saw Becky and their daughter around, so they might have been in attendance also. I don't know if Cody went with his daughter and Brandy. I didn't see that, but quite a few stars at the Moana 2 premiere. Right, let's get into thanks, shall we? I want to run away and start working on the review for what was a very juicy SmackDown. I thought it was an excellent show. So, Charlie, thank you. It's Bryn again, thank you. Chris, thanks for the retweet, dude. Sweet Chin Wrestling, thank you for the retweet. Same with the Wrestling Burner. Edwards, appreciate it, my friends. Jeremy, thank you for the retweet. Bradley, thank you for the retweet. Word of Wrestling, thank you, my friend. Another created graphic with Kylie Ray. Here, look, Kelly, the wise lady. Good morning, IWC fam. Morning. Talking of that, actually, tomorrow morning, in fact, not many hours from now, literally about 11 hours from the time we're recording this, there is going to be Survivor Series 2022 that is going to air on the WWE YouTube channel. I'm going to do a watch along for it, right? It's going to be early, though. I think it's like 9 o'clock in the morning Eastern time in America. So it is going to be early. So I'm going to be jumping onto that. So we've got a Survivor Series watch along on Saturday. We've got a Survivor Series watch along on Sunday. So yes, thank you. Football 24085. Thank you. OTC. Thank you, my friends. Big Migs Gaming. Thank you, buds. Appreciate it. Jang Tae Sang. Thank you, Casper. Thank you. And Raymond, thank you. Appreciate the support, my friends. I'm going to go off and do that review on the Wrestling Days Opinions channel. Check that out if you haven't seen it yet. We're going to break down SmackDown, see what the community thought, and hopefully see you again next time. Bye for now.